Hello, enlightenment to all, and welcome to That's Me Anderson. I'm your host, Jay. Hope you all are doing awesome today. Let me first tell you about That's Me Anderson. That's Me Anderson is a channel all about uplifting, inspiration, motivation, encouragement, and expressiveness from within oneself based on past and present life experiences. Now, on today, the topic is compassion for others is love. Yes, compassion for others is love. But did you know that in our human existence, our holy divine God, the Alpha and Omega of all, showed and exhibited compassion for all of his creation, which is mankind. God gave within his creation the birthing of compassion. Now we all go forward in all this process with compassion. Now let's push this even further forward. Now let's go to the New Testament of the King James Version of the Bible. And we're going to go with Matthew chapter 9, verse 35. And this is what it states. And Jesus went to all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. Now, as you can clearly see, all the precepts were laid out for us in existence to have and show compassion for one another, our brethren and sisterin, if you will, humanity, as we all are, as a whole, if you will. And this produces a kind of love, the love called Philia. That's the kind of love that's classified as warm affection or friendship. Mankind's eternal essence was one of compassion for others, as we as beings on this planet must never lose sight of that. And this has happened, we have seen many, many times since the beginning. But it's time for us to come back, to return to the fold of where it all began. Remember, that was the foundation, one of the foundation principles that humanity was created upon, was to have compassion. Our holy divine had compassion. Compassion was inspired through holy divine and given to us from the beginning to have for one another as his creations, to go forth, to do, to serve his will, to help others, to create betterment for all others, including ourselves as a part of that as well. Now, knowing this, you must surely understand that compassion is within you. You're probably saying, well, Jay, I might not be all that compassionate in my feelings, or I don't believe that, and blase, blah, this, and everything else. Well, guess what? Compassion is within you because every human being on this planet was created with a measure of compassion within them. Yes, everybody's compassion may be a little harder to find. Yeah, it may be a little harder to find, but I can assure you, somewhere buried within them, it does exist. I'm being serious here. It does exist. Yes, I'm smiling because I know you're probably saying, Well, Jay, yeah, but how can you say that? There are some really just bad people out there. Yes, there are. But you must understand, we all have a measure of compassion. Sometimes people's compassion rises at different occasions. That doesn't mean that it's always presented to the forefront at all times. It's not always shown, it's not always put out there for others to see. Sometimes it takes for things to happen in order for their compassion to start to rise up before you will see it. Because you have to remember, we are all uniquely different in our journey, especially in who we are and how we were created in this thing called life, our existence as human beings on this beautiful planet called Earth. But rest assured, compassion somewhere in them does exist. The measure of it is yet to be determined, but it is there. I can assure you. So, I have a quote for you today from happierhuman.com. And the quote is by John Connolly. This is the quote: the nature of humanity, its essence, is to feel others' pain as one's own and to act to take that pain away. There is nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, a grace in forgiveness. That is true. Now, I hope this topic resonated with you in some form or fashion. I mean, truly resonated with you. Having compassion for others is love. It is love. And I thank you again for tuning in. As I stated, my name is Jay. I hope you all have an awesome, wonderful rest of the day. Until the next time, I bid you adieu.